Back here with the Sports Spectacular, Illini guys, Larry, Mike, and Brad. And we're joined by the other Illini guy, Marcus Domask, on the show each week, presented by HX Home Solutions. We appreciate all their support. You know what? Marcus is BMOC on campus this week. Had the big win over Rutgers last week at Rutgers. Walks into Madison Square Garden, no issues at all. Throws down a 33, career high, that's all. And now heading into the game Saturday at Tennessee. Marcus, last time we talked, you were heading into these two venues, Rutgers, maybe the hardest place to play as a visitor in the Big Ten, and then, of course, Madison Square Garden. Talk about just the emotions of these past couple of games, what that was like to step onto these stages and perform.
I mean, it was fun. Rutgers was a heck of an environment. For the most part, we controlled most of the game where we were able to kind of keep the environment in check and in our favor. But when they went on runs, I can see why it's such a tough place to play. It was loud. And then the Garden, the Garden's a special place, just the history that goes on in there. It was really cool to just go out on the court and play a game in the Garden.
I don't know if you realize, I'm sure you've watched like Sports Center and all that stuff and seen all these things, but you realize that that's the second highest scoring output in the history of the Jimmy V Classic in 20 years. Your 33 points. Did you realize that?
Yeah, I saw that. A couple people sent me screenshots. I haven't actually turned on Sports Center or watched anything like that, but yeah, a couple people sent me pictures and stuff. So yeah, I did see that.
Is that so? When you put that in perspective, that's like, I don't know. Last year you're playing at SIU and nobody really. Obviously people in the Midwest knew who Marcus Domask was in basketball. Now you're a national name. You're big time, man. What's that feel like?
I don't know. I don't even know if it's sunk in. It just feels the same. I got up today, went to the arena, did my stuff, and came back. It's the same life.
Dude, the man is too cool. But I tell you what, it was an amazing game. What I thought was interesting is did you have a feel when you were guarded by certain guys that you were going to take them inside and use some of those skills that you've developed over the years, to use that to your advantage and the Illini advantage on the inside?
Yeah, I felt like that game, we kind of felt like we had some favorable matchups between me and Terrence, and it was more just exploiting the matchups than it was running our offense. We kind of ran our offense to just get into matchups, and then from there, we just attacked, and depending on who was guarding me, who was guarding other people, they were switching. So we just kind of chose who we wanted on us and then went from there.
It's funny that somebody on the IlliniGuys.com, there's a game room that goes on during the game. All the members jump in and chat real time. And it might have been Brad Sturdy talking about, this is almost like an NBA game, like a lot of you guys running some ISOs and kind of clearing the court. And between the two of you, just kind of really, you guys dictated the tempo for the better part of that game.
Yeah, we felt like that was just something we could do. FAU is extremely skilled. Their guards are super skilled, a good big man. But just the size advantage that we had at almost every position other than the center position, we just had the size advantage. So, just with how they were guarding ball screens and stuff, we kind of knew our looks going into it. And I just thought we executed and did what we wanted to.
You also, one thing you had to do as well was bring the ball up the floor a lot. It was a lot of times you're bringing the ball up the floor. Coach Dusty from FAU, he mentioned that they were hoping that they were trying to, pressure you 94 feet in the hope that it would kind of wear you down over the course of that game. He talked about in the post game. He said you never really didn't appear to get tired and didn't get sped up. So you can tell the truth here. Were you a little tired at the end of that game, or did the adrenaline just flowing?
Not really. I don't know. I didn't feel too tired. We do conditioning. I work with Fletch. We try to get in the best shape we can. So I guess that's just credit to Fletch, credit to the diet he put me on and all that stuff. We just took care of business, I guess, with Fletch.
So this brings up a really fantastic game on the weekend with Tennessee. Is there anything that fans can be looking for? Are we going to see a similar type of effort now that you guys are moving up in the rankings? What should fans be watching for on the game Saturday?
I would just expect us to play really hard. You know, going into Tennessee, probably the toughest game of the year so far. You know, on the road at Tennessee. So a game that we're excited for, and we're just going to play really hard because it's going to be a tough one.
Wrapping up here with Marcus Domask, we got a couple more questions as we before we let you go here. What's the difference on the feel of this team? Every time we talk, you feel more comfortable. 3 straight games now, you guys have hit 40% or better of your 3-point shots, shooting fewer threes than what you were earlier on. It just feels like everyone's not only got a better feel for each other, but also the offense, the game plan, et cetera, et cetera. You've got to have great confidence, I think, coming off these 2 wins, going into a hostile environment like you're going to find in Knoxville.
Yeah, the confidence is definitely growing. I think the chemistry is growing. As far as shooting, I mean, Terrence and Luke have been lights out. Justin's been shooting really well. Other than that, we have a lot of guys that are better shooters than we're showing. You know, I can shoot the ball a lot better than I've shown. Quincy can shoot it way better. Coleman, Dre, like really the rest of us, you know. So I think the shooting's just hopefully going to continue to go up with the numbers.
Marcus, so just real quick. So when you look at Tennessee and you talk about, you know, obviously it's a tough game. Is there something that makes them different? You had really different games too. Like Rutgers is one style, FAU's one style. Now Tennessee's a little bit different style. They have a little bit more length and they play a little, you know, their defense is known for being really good. So how do you make that adjustment from game to game?
Just focusing on the scout. Our coaches watch a lot of film. They give the scouting reports to us, and it's our job to understand what the other team's trying to do. We haven't dove into Tennessee yet. You know, we had an off day after the game, so we'll start prep tomorrow. So I can't answer detailed about what Tennessee is because, you know, I haven't got the scouting report yet. But once we get that, you just dive into the scouting report and we get locked in on the next game.
Well, we wouldn't want you to on the radio show. We don't want to give Tennessee any we don't want to give them any help, right? So
that's right.
Excellent. Well, Marcus, Brad will be in the house and we'll all be watching from home as well. Best of luck down there at Thompson Bowling Arena. Get that W and come on back and we'll talk to you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Marcus Domask, he's here every week here on the IlliniGuys Sports Spectacular, presented by HX Home Solutions. We appreciate all that they do. Hey, we talked